Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 21st November 2023. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. HARDAN, 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 Haribol, TRSV, nectar, NECTAR, nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been doing in all my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous, present, and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for today's video. In the past few videos, we have been trying to understand and analyze the universe within each of us human living entities, whether male or female. In that process, we are promised that one day we will be able to realize ourselves and realize that we are not this ordinary living entity but the spirit soul. The spirit soul is our true identity. This spirit soul is enveloped with four layers of material body, being causal intelligence body, astral body of mind, feelings and emotions, etheric body of senses, and the gross body. It is because of this that the spirit soul has lost its original identity as the spirit soul and has become what is known as a living entity. This spirit soul was initially just an individual spirit spark which long time back, eons ago, once got ejected from the spirit hole and began wandering in the space aimlessly till it got attracted to and gravitated towards the material world and got connected to it, thus changing its own identity as the original spirit spark into a spirit soul. Anyway, When we meditate and contemplate within each one of us, we first come across the universe within us, and then we realize our own self and true identity as the spirit soul, which is spiritually and qualitatively equal to the spirit whole and the localized Paramatma, the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. This plenary expansion or localized Paramatma or super soul is one particular entity which is spiritual in nature and qualitatively similar to the individual spirit soul within all of us. And this spirit soul, in its form as the localized Paramatma, inhabits every atom of the planet of this universe as Kshirodakasai Vishnu. We all know this by now, and it is only to refresh our memory about this fact. Actually, we are trying to discuss the Ramayana, the Hindu epic, which gives us an idea of how the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Rama, who was a prince in Ayodhya and was supposed to be the crown prince, was summarily instructed and ordered by his own father to remain in the forest for the next 14 years. While the multitude and the ordinary mortals were stunned by such decision, Lord Rama, who is an extension and incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Mahavishnu, realized then and there that probably divine destiny had done this with a purpose and a mission in mind, so that Lord Rama, as Lord Rama, could complete that mission successfully. He was accompanied by his own consort Sita and his own divine younger brother Lakshmana during this banishment into the forest for 14 years. And then he came across two famous demons who were all powerful at that time and who were creating havoc for the ordinary humanity in the world. These two demons were known as first Ravana, the king of Sri Lanka, and second his own younger brother Kumbhakarna. Ravana was an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva, and he had got a boon that he cannot be killed by any other species of living entities except as human beings. That is, he could not be killed by demigods, demons, angels, yakshas, celestial beings, or any such species, including beasts and animals, but he could be killed only by a human being. Now we will continue with this story. We will talk about Ravana and Kumbhakarna. We know that this was the second incarnation of two of Mahavishnu's palace gods, Jayavijaya, who got a boon that they could come back to Lord Vishnu and get blended into him, provided they took three births as a demon, fought with an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and got killed by him in every birth. Or they could live in seven births as demigods, enjoy this universe, and then ultimately come back to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, and get blended into him. These two bodyguards, who were by nature demonic, chose to be born as demons and have three births in which they would be killed by Mahavishnu in a straight fight. One of those births, the first one, had already been completed, where these two were born as Hiranyakashipa and Hiranyaksha in the golden period of Satyuga of this Manvantara. This was the second Treta Yuga of this Manvantara. In this, these two had reincarnated as demons Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and how there was one very exalted sage who was a cousin of none other than another exalted sage called Agastya. This sage married one woman who was the daughter of a yaksha. Yakshas are a species of living entities who, though they belong to the hellish planet of demonic category, are actually positive in nature, and they are somewhere between Rakshasas and demigods or celestial beings. They are good people, devotees of God, and they act as treasurers of wealth of the demigods in this space. They are not celestial beings, nor are they human, but at the same time, they are not demons as such as well. It is another matter that these people may be directly or indirectly connected and related to the demonic species. Yakshas are extremely intelligent and they have the innate ability to earn, create, and treasure material wealth. These people can take all that risk which ordinary human beings usually shy away from. We will give some such examples of yakshas in Indian mythology. They are Raj Kapoor, the film director, Gulshan Kumar, the film producer, Dhirubhai Ambani, the tycoon, and Val Chand Hirachand, another tycoon. At the same time, in the international scene, we may safely presume that such great men as Bill Gates of Microsoft, Elon Musk of Tesla, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Warren Buffett, the great stockbroker, such people are by nature yakshas. They are people who are capable of creating wealth from air. Now we will talk about our own story. This sage, who was a cousin of none other than Agastya, the exalted sage, was married to the daughter of one such yaksha. As a result of this, a son was born to him. Because this son was born to him and to a yakshini or a daughter of a yaksha, this boy also became a yaksha and an ardent devotee of God. His name was Kubera. Kubera was so capable and intelligent that he soon became a treasurer of wealth for demigods of heaven. He was so brilliant that he constructed a kingdom of buildings replenished and made by sheer gold. This he named as Lanka, and hence it was called Golden Lanka because of its sheer opulence and because it was created by a yaksha called Kubera, who was the treasurer of wealth for demigods. However, for some reason, this very sage abandoned his Yakshini wife and he married another woman called Kaikashi, who was actually the daughter of one demon king. While Kubera's mother was a Yakshini, Kaikashi was a Rakshasi. Because she was a Rakshasi, her offspring from that sage became Rakshasas automatically. These children were first Ravana, second Kumbhakarna, third Vibhishana, and fourth one single daughter called Shurpanakha. In other words, Kubera, the first son, who was a yaksha, became a step elder brother of these demons or Rakshasas called Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and Shurpanakha. This sage, one day after these were born, got very angry with this wife of his who was a Rakshasi called Kaikashi. He banished even this second wife. Not knowing where to go, this woman, along with her children, went to her stepson Kubera, who was already a king of the golden Sri Lanka. Kubera graciously invited his own stepbrothers and his own stepmother to come and reside with them. However, he unfortunately forgot that they were not yakshas but rakshasas of the demonic category. More so, his own brother Ravana, the second among the offspring and the first son of Kaikashi, was totally demonic in nature. Not only that, his own second brother Kumbhakarna was no exception. At that time, nobody could have imagined that this was the second incarnation of Jaya and Vijaya as demons who were going to fight with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and get killed by him in their second version as demons. Anyway, Ravana, being a demon, leaned upon his own elder brother Kubera and made life so miserable for his own elder Yaksha brother Kubera that Kubera left the complete kingdom of Sri Lanka, the golden Sri Lanka, to his family of Rakshasas and went to Kailasa to remain there as a devotee of Lord Shiva. Ravana was no exception. He was not only a multifaceted personality, but he was very powerful, talented, and an extremely ardent devotee of the same Lord Shiva. We all know by now that Lord Shiva's devotees include humans, demigods, celestial beings, angels, yakshas, and rakshasas or asuras or demons. Now Ravana, along with his family, settled down in Sri Lanka and Ravana became the king of this golden Sri Lanka, while Kubera went to Kailasa in Himalayas and remained there as a devotee of Lord Shiva. Ravana was a demon and he was, along with his younger brother Kumbhakarna, supposed to be killed by none other than an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. This incarnation was none other than Lord Rama. Here we will take a detour. According to the Hindus of India, Ravana had 10 heads, 20 arms, and he was very huge, powerful, menacing, and violent to look at. However, in countries like Thailand and Sri Lanka, to which he actually belonged, Ravana's face, nature, build, and looks are very different. According to Thailand, Ravana was not as bad as he has been portrayed to be by the Hindus of India. At the same time, in Sri Lanka, Ravana is not supposed to be having 10 heads and 20 arms. Instead, the portrayal of Ravana is lo and behold, hold your breath, just like the 1,000 hooded serpent Sheshanayaka or Balarama, which provides an umbrella with its hood for Mahavishnu. We all know that Balarama came as Lakshmana, the younger brother of Mahavishnu during Ramayana, and as the elder brother Balarama of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's incarnation, Lord Krishna, during the Dwapar period. Balarama, as the name suggests in Sanskrit, means the very strong armed Rama. He was huge in looks and had a solid build. Not only that, Balarama is supposed to be the king and ruling deity of one of the hellish planets called Mahatala. Thus, you can safely presume that Ravana the demon looked somewhat like none other than the 1,000 hooded serpent Sheshanaga, which was once born as Lakshmana during the Ramayana period and as Balarama during the Mahabharata period. Anyway, when we know this, we will continue further. Ravana had one younger brother, Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna was totally demonic in nature. He was a glutton and a voracious eater who consumed a lot of meat of various types and drank bloods of various living entities. He slept for 6 months and was awake for 6 months. He was so awesome that Ravana considered him his own friend, philosopher, and guide. Now we will come back to our own story. When Lord Rama was banished to the forest, he gravitated slowly to the shores of the Indian subcontinent where he was face to face with that golden Sri Lanka which was ruled by none other than Ravana. There they finally confronted themselves as per the initial agreement that Jaya and Vijaya, the gods of the palace of Lord Vishnu, will take 3 incarnations as demons, get killed by Lord Vishnu in one of his incarnations, and then come back to Lord Vishnu permanently. They had already completed one such birth where they fought with Mahavishnu as Hiranyakashipa and Hiranyaksha during the Satyuga period. This was the second period called Treta Yuga, in which Lord Rama had come to slay Jaya and Vijaya in the form of none other than Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Ravana and Kumbhakarna represented Jaya and Vijaya, but not so in the case of this third brother Vibhishana and the only sister Shurpanakha. We will continue with this story in my next video so that we will know the complete story in detail. This is all I wish to talk about in this particular video. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject. Please give me your own expert views, opinions, thoughts, and ideas so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.